Back in action again today for a doubleheader under beautiful skies here at Mountain Lion Park as we get set for the first pitch of two 7-inning games here at UCCS. I'm Jared Verner. Thank you so much for joining us again as we are closing out this series. UCCS has not had a problem on offense, outscoring New Mexico Highlands 25-8 in the first two games of this series. And today, it's the Mountain Lions and Highlands coming in for game number 3 and 4 of this series. First pitch here getting underway momentarily. For the Mountain Lions, they're bringing out Colin Cicery, the Mountain Lions starter. He's making his 8th start today, 2-1 overall in the season with a 7.6 ERA. On the Highlands mound, it's going to be a little interesting. JT Mosberg played here at UCCS last year, making his first start of the season for New Mexico Highlands. 1-1 for him with a 3.86 ERA. As we're getting ready to start here, as you can see, Colin Cicery getting his warm-up pitches in under partly cloudy skies here at Mount Lion Park, but definitely much better weather conditions that we saw yesterday after UCCS having to get their warm-ups in by clearing some snow here at Mount Lion Park. 39 degrees here at first pitch, expecting to get up into low to mid-40s as we get ready to start here in game number 3 of the series, game 1 of a doubleheader. UCCS winning 10-1 and 15-7 in the first two 9-inning contests on Friday and Saturday. UCCS winners of 4 of their last 5 dating back to the series with Mesa. New Mexico Highlands, on the other hand, are looking to get back into the winning column, having lost 5 straight after splitting last week with Dixie State. Took the first 2 games of that series, and then the last 2 games went to Dixie State, had a non-conference game, regional game at Lubbock Christian, between this series and with Dixie. New Mexico Highlands, on the other hand, are trying to win their first road game of the series, only their second true road game of the season. 0-7 on the road this season. Mountain Lions, on the other hand, 13-4 at home in the friendly confines of Mount Lion Park. UCCS coming into this game 16-12 overall, 8-6 in the conference, tied for 5th with Colorado School of Mines. New Mexico Highlands University 9-18, 2-12 in the league. Right now, 9th in the conference. As we are getting ready to start here, Augie Francis, one of the better hitters in the conference in the nation, top hitter for Cowboys, coming in as he steps into the box. The senior hitting .439 this season. First pitch from Colin Cicery, just a little bit outside for ball number 1, as we are underway here at 11:04 Mountain Time. Pitch number 2 is on the way. Strike number 1 being called by home plate umpire today, Brooks O'Hearn. Garth Jacks over at first base, John Jarenka third for this game. 1-1 pitch is on the way, chopped at and hit behind the home plate for strike number 2. 1-2 pitch to Francis. Francis, Solardi, Brown have been the top 3 in the lineup for the Highlands all weekend, and they are again in this game today. 1-2 pitch now from Cicery. Count evens up at 2-2. As we're underway here in what is a scheduled 7-inning game between these two contests. 2-2 pitch swung at, and that will go foul. Count stays at 2-2 for Francis. Francis, top hitter in the conference, top hitter for New Mexico Highlands, second in the conference behind Matthew Clark for UCCS. We'll see him leading off the bottom of the first for the Mountain Lions. Francis 1 for 5 yesterday for New Mexico Highlands. 5 home runs, 5 triples, 6 doubles for the senior. As we get ready, here comes a 2-2 pitch from Cicery, just a little bit out low, and the count is full now, 3-2. Leadoff batter here in game number 1 of this doubleheader. Francis leading the conference in runs, second in hits, first in on-base percentage, as he will earn the leadoff walk here in the top of the first. On-base percentage, reaches base about half his plate appearances. And now Joe Solardi, the second baseman, comes up for New Mexico Highlands, 301 on the season for the senior. Playing second base today. So he steps into the box. No outs here, top of the first. Francis on first for New Mexico Highlands. Light breeze going out into left field. But otherwise a very pleasant day compared to what we've seen. Shows bunt, and that goes foul. Count is now 0-1 for Solardi as he tries to move Francis over to second. Francis yesterday, 1 run for the Cowboys. Solardi stepped back into the box with an 0-1 count against Cicery. Comes a pitch as runner goes. Salati again shows bunt. That's going to stay fair as the catcher picks it up. And so Salati will reach base and move Francis over to second in the process. And so single for Salati. Well-placed bunt there as Gregory tries to field it in time but can't quite do so as Salati reaches first and Francis over at second. So the first two batters for New Mexico Highlands on base as we welcome Jared Brown into the batter's box. First baseman for New Mexico Highlands hitting .325. One of two sophomores in the starting lineup for the Cowboys. Only three who aren't seniors, so 6 seniors dominated squad for New Mexico Highlands. Here comes a pitch. Again, Brown shows a bunt. Doesn't make contact, but still a called strike by home plate umpire O'Hearn. No outs here, top of the first. Runners on first and second for the Cowboys. Just goes back at the second. Now here comes the 0-1 pitch. Again, Brown shows bunt. Called strike. Mountain Lions are going to try to get Francis out at second, but he gets back in time. And so 0-2 pit count now for Brown. Shows bunt on both sides, both times, but doesn't connect. Francis thought about going. He's leading the team with 9 stolen bases. 9 for 9 on the season for him. 0-2 count now for Jared Brown. Cicero 21 strikeouts this season, making his 8th start of the year for the Mountain Lions. And Cicero goes back over to second baseman Matt Clark. Everyone returns back to their bases safely. Still an 0-2 count for Brown at the plate. Francis on second, Salati on first. His first two batters for Highlands have reached base here to start off this game. 0-2 pitch now on the way. He swings at that one as fielded by McDermott. 6, he gets that one unassisted and gets over to first base, and so a double play. 6-3 double play there as Francis moves over to third in the process. So 2 outs here, top of the first, with Highlands with a runner 90 feet away from scoring as Eli Reyna, the right fielder, steps into the box. Reyna, right-handed senior, hitting .370 this season. 3 home runs, 5 doubles, 14 RBIs for New Mexico Highlands. 2 outs here, top of the first. That pitch is swung at and fouled off behind the press box. Count is now 0-1 for Reyna. Galen Young, the third baseman, on deck for New Mexico Highlands. Should this inning continue? 0-1 count now for Reyna as he comes back into the box. 0-1 pitch now from Cicero, a little bit outside. Count is now even 1-1 for Reyna, the senior out of Houston. Augie Francis, we mentioned, leading the conference in runs this year, 90 feet away from another run as that 1-1 pitch is low. Count is now 2-1 for Reyna. Two-one count, 2 outs, top of the first. Runner on third for Cowboys. Here comes a pitch. That's what we're going right up the middle. Diving Clark, but he's not going to be able to get a throw over to first, and so Highlands takes a 1-0 lead as Francis comes home, and Reyna advances, reaches first on that single. Great play by Clark to at least stop it, but no way that he was going to be able to get that throw off to first. And so Highlands with a 1-0 lead here in top of the first as Galen Young, the third baseman, steps into the box. Young hitting .317 this season, 26th start of the year. Pitches on the way from Cicero, a little low for ball number 1. Highlands with Reyna over at first in a 1-0 lead after Francis comes home with an RBI single from Reyna. 1-0 pitch from Cicero, bounces in the turf for ball number 2. Garrett Hammer, the catcher, on deck for Highlands if this inning should continue. Slight breeze going between left field and straight out to center. You know, a beautiful Colorado Springs day. 2-0 pitch, swing at a miss, and Young now enjoying a 2-1 count against Colin Cicero. Reyna over at first. Here comes a 2-1 pitch to Young, and count is now 3-1 for Galen Young. So far, 2 hits for New Mexico Highlands, 1 run to show for that. Here in the top of the first, 3-1 pitch from Cicero. He's swung that to sit over to Anderson at third. He's going to get the force out at second and end the inning. And so Young reaches on the fielder's choice, but ran it out on the process on a 5-4 play. Highlands with a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the first. You're watching UCCS Baseball. Bottom of the first inning, as you see JT Mossberg warming up for New Mexico Highlands. Mossberg, not a stranger to Mount Lion Park. He was a member of the Mount Lion team last year with 6 appearances. The junior out of Windsor, Colorado, has a 3.86 ERA, making his first start of the year, but with a 1-1 record, 9th overall appearance for New Mexico Highlands. As Mount Lions are leading off the bottom of the first with Matthew Clark, the top hitter in the conference, at 447. The junior out of Sacramento, California, coming by way of American River Community College, as Clark steps into the batter's box to start inning number 1 for the Mount Lions. As that pitch right down the middle for strike number 1. Highlands with the 1-0 lead after the top of the first. And Augie Francis reaching on a walk, and then going around the bases for New Mexico Highlands. That ball hit well. It's going into right field. It's going to be between, looks like it's going to be left fielder DeHoe calling for it, and he does. And so fly ball to center field is out number 1 for the Mount Lions. Here in the bottom of the first, as Tyler Matheny, playing left field for the Mount Lions, comes up to the plate. Matheny making his 13th start to junior, hitting .238 for the Mount Lions. Matheny, junior from Colorado Springs, Colorado, graduated from Pine Creek High School just right up the road, and came to UCCS by way of Midland College. Is now the first pitch from Mossberg to Matheny. That ball's well hit in the center field. It's going to be Francis there. He's going to track it a few steps. He looks like he's camps underneath it, and so 2 up, 2 down for the Mount Lions with 2 out, 2 fly balls to the outfield. Now brings up Jake Anderson, the third baseman for UCCS. Junior hitting .330 for the Mount Lions this season. And a team leading 34 RBIs, but won't get one today outside of possible home run. He's hit one this series already for UCCS. Junior out of Yorba Linda, California. Trying to get something on offense going for the Mount Lions here in this Sunday morning game. First ball goes by him for strike number 1. 0-1 count now for Anderson. Evan Richards, a designated hitter, on deck for the Mount Lions if this inning should continue. 0-1 pitch now for Mossberg. Just a little bit outside for ball number 1. So 1-1 count now for Anderson. Here in the bottom of the first, Highlands with a 1-0 lead early in this 7-inning contest. 1-1 pitch now for Mossberg. Swung that, it's going to be on the left side, but it's going to be foul. Bounces off the fencing into the outfield, and now count is now 1-2 for Anderson against Mossberg. 2 outs here, bottom of the first inning. UCCS trailing early, 1-0. First time they've trailed in this series. It's Mossberg now. 1-2 pitch on the way. Bounces in the turf a little bit. Count evens up for Anderson, 2-2. Mountain Lions trying to win their 4th straight here, trying to stay undefeated at home against Highlands in the all-time series. Here comes a 2-2 pitch from Mosberg. Swung out and missed, and so 3 out, 3 down for the Mountain Lions as Mosberg gets his first strikeout of the day. Top to second is where we're heading. UCCS down 1-0. We will see Garrett Hammer, Carlos Ramirez, and Justin DeHogue due up for New Mexico Highlands. When we return, you're watching UCCS baseball. Top of the second here, Mount Lion Park. You're seeing those big numbers on the back. A broadcaster's dream, both of these teams. I love whoever designed their uniforms. Nice, clear numbers to see up here as we see the first pitch from Cicely over to Garrett Hammer. And they're waiting for the appeal. And that will be ball number 1 to Garrett Hammer. Here in the top of the second inning, 1-0 lead for New Mexico Highlands. Here comes a 1-0 pitch from Cicely, called strike by home plate umpire. Count evens up for Garrett Hammer, 1-1. So we've got Garrett Hammer in the 6th spot for New Mexico Highlands, and then his brother, Kalen Hammer. Swing and a miss on that one, strike number 2 for Garrett. Garrett Hammer the catcher, Kalen Hammer the shortstop. Here comes a 1-2 pitch from Cicely for ball number 2. Clouds moving in, 2-2 pitch is on the way, and a strikeout looking. And so Colin Cicely picking up his 22nd strikeout of the season, first of the day. Out number 1 here in the top of the second as Carlos Ramirez, the designated hitter, coming up to the plate for New Mexico Highlands. Ramirez, 234 senior for New Mexico Highlands. 1 out. Here comes the first pitch from Cicely outside for ball number 1. Justin DeHogue, the left fielder, on deck for New Mexico Highlands here in the top of the second. 1-0 pitch now from Cicely. Called strike. 1-1 count now for Ramirez. Other games in action across the conference. Colorado Christian and Colorado Mesa to close out that series. 1-1 pitch is a little bit low and out for ball number 2. We also have Adams State at Colorado School of Mines, CSU Pueblo at Dixie State, and Regis at Metro State across the conference. 2-1 pitch now from Cicely, swung on a miss. 2-2 count now for Ramirez. Here with 1 out on the top of the second. UCCS schedule, softball's at Durango, noon game against Colorado School of Mines, 2 o'clock game against Fort Lewis. And that pod series, those games moved south to Farmington on the process. 2-2 pitch is low, and count goes full now for Carlos Ramirez, 3-2. 3-2 pitch now from Cicely. Swung that's going to be fielded by McDermott. 1 bounce, he gets it over to Mallon without a problem. 2 up, 2 down for New Mexico Highlands on a 6-3 play over at first. As Carlos Ramirez goes back to the dugout and brings up Justin DeHogue, the left fielder for New Mexico Highlands. DeHogue, the senior, hitting .297 for New Mexico Highlands this season. 2 outs here, top of the second. Highlands with the 1-0 lead. Partly cloudy skies. You're going to see probably between light and dark as the clouds move in. First pitch from Cicely, called strike. And DeHogue falls behind in the count 0-1. Kalen Hammer, the shortstop, on deck for Highlands if this inning should continue. A 1 pitch now on the way from Cicely outside for ball 1. One pitch now from Cicely, swung that's chopped over. McDermott can't make the play. It's going to get past him as for another hit for New Mexico Highlands. And so now with 2 out, single by Justin DeHogue, he gets on first base, third hit of the day for the Cowboys. And now Kalen Hammer, the number 9 hitter, coming up for New Mexico Highlands, the shortstop, senior, hitting .267 for the Cowboys today. Top order on deck for New Mexico Highlands, Augie Francis, if this inning should continue. 2 outs here, top of the first. DeHogue, no stolen base attempts, well hit ball. That's going to go over to Clark. He's going to get it over safely to Mallon for the 4-3 play, and that ends the inning. So 1 hit for New Mexico Highlands, but that's all they're going to muster as they take a 1-0 lead into the bottom of the second. UCCS will have its 4, 5, 6 batters coming up. When we come back, you're watching UCCS Baseball. Bottom of the second here at Mount Lion Park. New Mexico Highlands with a 1-0 lead here as 4, 5, 6 batters and Evan Richards, Cody Norton, and John Mallon due up for UCCS after a 1-2-3 outing in the first inning. Here comes the first pitch to Richards. He'll let that one go by for ball number 1. Richards, a designated hitter, hitting .330 for the Mount Lions. 1-0 pitch is a little bit inside. Richards has to move a little bit not to avoid getting hit. 2-0 count now for him. Richards, team leading 11 home runs. That's outside, so 3-0 count now for Richards as he is ahead of the count. Here at the leadoff batter in the bottom of the second. Highlands with that 1-0 lead. Here comes a pitch now from Mossberg. Outside, so a 4-pitch walk for Richards to start the inning. First base runner for the Mount Lions so far in game number 1. Cody Norton, the right fielder, coming up for UCCS. Norton is senior, lone senior in this lineup for the Mount Lions today, hitting .293. And no outs here in the bottom of the second. Mount Lions with Richards over at first and Norton at the plate against forward Mount Lion JT Mossberg for New Mexico Highlands. That pitch outside, so 5 straight balls to open up the inning for Mossberg. Second best pitcher for New Mexico Highlands just based on ERA, 3.86 ERA for him. 1-0 pitch now for Mossberg, called strike by the umpire. 1-1 count now for Norton. Norton, good day for him yesterday. 3 hits for him in yesterday's 15-7 victory against the Cowboys. 1-1 count here, bottom of the second, no outs. The runner on first, here comes the pitch. That's going to be swung at, but it goes into the netting by the UCCS dugout. Count is now 1-2.
Go on, JT, go get him.
1-2 count here, no outs with Richards over at first for Cody Norton. Here in the bottom of the second inning. UCCS trying to at least tie, if not take the lead here. And well hit ball, that's going to go into left field between the shortstop and left fielder who are going to call for it. Left fielder calls off the shortstop, and it is DeHogue there to make the play. And so first out here in the bottom of the seventh. That ball to shallow left field. Fly ball to the left fielder in the process. 1 out brings up John Mallon, the first baseman. Mallon, the junior, hitting .221 from Mount Lions this season. Mallon 3 runs in yesterday's victory against New Mexico Highlands. As Highlands goes back over to first, but Richards there without a problem. Richards 5 for 5 on stolen base attempts this season. Here comes the pitch now from Mossberg. As Mallon scoots back a little bit. Ball number 1. 1 out here, bottom of the second. Richards, 4-pitch walk. Now over at first base for UCCS. Mountain Lions trying to get their first hit of the day here. 1-0 pitch now from Osberg as Mallon shows bump, but that fouls off to the left side. Count is now even at 1-1. UCCS already securing at least a split in the series, trying to take at least a security series, if not sweep the series here in these two games today. 1-1 pitch. We'll go for ball 2, so 2-1 pitch, 2-1 count now for John Mallon in the box, with Richards over at first for the Mountain Lions, 1 out, bottom of the second. UCCS and Mines currently tied for 5th in the conference. That ball's chopped over to Salati at second. He will let the runner take second, but he'll go to first. And so 4-3 play for John Mallon as a second out, but Evan Richards moves to second in the process as Riley Gregory, the catcher, comes up to the plate for the Mountain Lions with a runner in scoring position. Gregory, the sophomore, hitting .321, making his 10th start of the season today. 9 hits, 4 of them for extra bases. And 3 doubles and a triple for the sophomore. 2 outs with Mountain Lions here in the bottom of the second as Richards is going from second as that ball's fouled off on the right side. Oh, it falls fair, so that'll be at least a 1 scored for Mountain Lions as there is Rainier who's able to do it. Stand-up double for the Mountain Lions, and the game evens up at 1 apiece as Richard, good start there at second base in the process as Gregory gets to double. And it's a tie ball game here at 1-1 here in the bottom of the second. Matt Berg, the center fielder, coming up to the plate for the Mountain Lions. Sophomore hitting .297 for UCCS. And so 1-1 game here with that RBI double from Gregory here in the bottom of the second. First hit of the day for the Mountain Lions. Swing and a miss for Berg for strike number 1. Matt McDermott on deck for UCCS, second best hitter on the team, if this inning should continue. Two outs here, bottom of the second, 1-1 ball game. Here comes a pitch from Osberg. That swung at and goes along foul on the left field line. 0-2 count now, 2 outs here, bottom of the second. We're tied up at 1 apiece with Gregory over on second for the Mountain Lions. Two outs here. Here comes 0-2 pitch from Osberg. And a swing and a miss, and so another strikeout to close out the inning for Osberg. But we're tied up at 1 apiece after that run from Richards. We're going to the top of the third. Top of the order due up for New Mexico Highlands. When we come back, you're watching UCCS Baseball.
The beat. Check this out.
Augie Francis at the plate takes takes ball number 1 against Colin Cicery to lead off the top of the third. Top of the order from New Mexico Highlands. Francis with the lone run for New Mexico Highlands as we're tied up at 1 run apiece, and Francis now heading the count 2-0 against Colin Cicery. 2-0 pitch now on the way from Cicery. That ball's chopped into the Highlands dugout for strike number 1. 2-1 count now as the leadoff batter here in the top of the third. Seven innings is all this is scheduled to go here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Game 3 of this 4-game series. 2-1 pitch now on the way from Cicery. Swung at a miss. And now 2-2 count now for Francis at the plate. 1 run off of 3 hits for New Mexico Highlands so far in this day. UCCS 1 run off of 1 hit. And that ball called strikeout. And so second strikeout of the day. Both of them looking for Colin Cicery. And we're here for out number 1 against New Mexico Highlands. Top of the third. Second batter due up, Joe Salati. Single in the first for New Mexico Highlands. Second baseman for the Cowboys. 1 out here, top of the third. Tie ball game. Here comes the pitch now from Cicery. Swung that, that's going to be fouled behind us for strike number 1. Slarty, Jared Brown on deck for New Mexico Highlands here to lead off to third. You see Slarty right there. Here comes the pitch now from Cicery. Swung out again, fouled in about the same spot. Now he's behind the count 0-2. 1 out here, top of the third here at Mount Lion Park. You can see the flag out there going a little bit to left field, a little bit stronger than it has been so far today. 0-2 pitch now from Cicery, a little bit low for ball number 1. As Cicery has led off this inning and the last with looking strikeouts. 1-2 pitches on the way, swing and fouled off. Count remains at 1-2 for Joe Salati. Beautiful day here in Colorado Springs. Expected to get into the low to mid 40s here at Mount Lion Park. Sun has finally come out after being hidden behind the clouds all day yesterday, most of Friday. 1-2 pitch now from Cicery. Outside, count even up for Salati at 2-2. 1 out here, top of the third. And for Salati, the senior out of Mesa, Arizona. 2-2 pitch, fouled off again. By the same spot as the other 2 foul balls we've seen from Salati. Count stays at 2-2 for him. Two pitch now on the way from Cicery. That's going to be dribbling over to McDermott. He catches on the run, gets over to Mallon. That's a quick bang play, and that's an out for the Mount Lion. Second out of the inning here in the top of the third. And so 2 up, 2 down brings up Jared Brown from New Mexico Highlands. Hit into a double play in the first inning. In his first appearance of the day. 2 outs here, top of the third for the New Mexico Highlands. Ball tied game all tied up at 1-1. Here comes the pitch now from Cicery. Swung at for strike number 1. Mount Lion 16-12 overall, 8-6 in the conference. The 1 pitch now from Cicery. A little low for ball number 1. So count is now even 1-1 for Jared Brown. Eloy Reyna on deck for New Mexico Highlands if this inning should continue. Highlands scoring their 1 run on the first. Here comes the pitch. A little bit inside for ball number 2. 2-1 count now for Jared Brown.
I was hoping it rolled in.
The sophomore out of Meriden, Ohio, Idaho. 2-1 pitch now coming from Cicery. Swung at and miss. Count is now even up 2-2. 2 outs here, top of the third. 2-2 count now for Brown against Colin Cicery. Cicery 2 strikeouts so far today. 2-2 pitch on the way. A little inside. Count goes full at 3-2. Cicery making a safe start for the Mount Lions today. 3-2 pitch, swung and a miss, and so 3 strikeouts for on the day. Second on the inning for Colin Cicery, as we're going to be tied going into the bottom of the third. 9-1-2 batters, and McDermott, Clark, and Matheny due up when we come back. You're watching UCCS Baseball. UCCS and Mexico Highlands tied at 1 apiece here as we go into the bottom of the third inning. As Matt McDermott, shortstop for the Mountain Lions, coming up to the plate. 404 hitter for the Mountain Lions, one of two Mountain Lions in this batting order, hitting above 400, going against JT Mosberg. And first pitch is a little bit low for ball number 1. McDermott, shortstop, and then we go back to the top of the order with Matthew Clark and Tyler Matheny. And called strike there. 1-1 count now for McDermott. Pitch now on the way from Mosberg. That's hit over into the left field line. 1-2 count now for McDermott on that foul ball. Bottom of the third, team's tied at 1 apiece. There's JT Mosberg right there, waiting for the sign. He's got it. Here comes 1-2 pitch from him. Swung that. That's going to be just on the edge of fair and foul. Is it going to stay fair? It is, just barely on the left field line. As DeHogue has to go into the corner to get it. It'll be a stand-up double from McDermott to start off the bottom of the third for UCCS. Second hit of the day for the Mountain Lions as Matt Clark comes up to the plate. Fly ball out to left field in his first appearance in the first inning. Junior hitting a 447. That's good for top in the conference. And in the top 10 in the nation. Pitch now for Mosberg just inside for ball number 1. 1-0 count here. No outs. Bottom of the third. Leadoff double from McDermott has him over on second. 1-0 pitch on the way. Clark showed bunt, made contact, but it goes into foul territory. 1-1 count for Clark. There's McDermott over at second base. Wanted to come home, put Mountain Lions on the lead here. Clark swings at that one. It's fielded by the pitcher. He's going to get it over to Brown at first base. And so 1 out in the process, but that moves McDermott over to third on the 1-3 play as Mosberg able to field that one cleanly. But to go ahead and run 90 feet away for the Mountain Lions as Tyler Matheny, the left fielder, comes up to the plate. Fly ball to center field in the first inning for him. Why not here, bottom of the third? McDermott over at third for the Mountain Lions. Comes the pitch now from Mosberg outside for ball number 1. Anderson on deck for the UCCS Mountain Lions. Should this inning continue? 1 out, bottom of the third. Pitch now on the way from Mosberg. Down the middle for strike number 1. 1-1 count now for Matheny. Junior local product from Pine Creek High School. 1-1 pitch now from Mosberg. Swung at and missed. 1-2 count now for Matheny. Here in the bottom of the third. This team's battling on this last day of March. 1-2 pitch now for Mosberg outside. Check to swing. Home plate umpire appeals over to first, and the home plate first place umpire agrees. Ball number 2. 2-2 count now here in the bottom of the third with 1 out. McDermott over at third for Mountain Lions after that leadoff double. 2-2 pitch now from Mosberg, and a strikeout looking for the third strikeout of the day for Mosberg.
Now batting, number 10.
Sorry, second strikeout of the day. So, that is the third. 1 in each of the innings so far today. 2 outs here. Bottom of the third inning. As Jake Anderson comes up to plate, had a strikeout on the first inning. That ball called strike by the umpire. Now 0-1 count for Anderson. Evan Richards scored a lone run for the Mountain Lions. He's on deck. Should this inning continue? McDermott over on third for the Mountain Lions. 0-1 pitch now for Mosberg. Swung that, but it's going to be foul on the right side for strike number 2. 0-2 count now for Anderson. 2 outs, bottom of the third. Mountain Lions had a leadoff double and trying to take the lead on that. Ball hit ball by Anderson should bring McDermott home. Anderson steps back into the plate with an 0-2 count, 2 outs. Bottom of third, pitch on the way from Mosberg is outside for ball number 1. 3-2 count now for Anderson. 2 outs. Here comes a pitch from Osborg. Made contact. That's going to be foul on the right side, though, into the mountain line batting cages. No play there for the Highlands defense, and so count remains at 1-2. Here for Jake Anderson. Steve steps back into the batter's box. Hoping to put the Mountain Lions in the lead in this process. 1-2 pitch now on the way from Osborg. Swung at him, and the catcher's going to have to make the play to close out the out, and he does. And so after leadoff double, Mountain Lions can't do anything with it. They'll take a 1-1 ball game into the top of the fourth, where we are expected to see the middle of the order. 4-5-6, 2 up for New Mexico Highlands. When we come back, you're watching UCCS baseball. All tied up here, top of the fourth inning between New Mexico Highlands and UCCS. 1 run apiece between these two teams as Ciceri throws that ball over to Eli Rainey a little outside for ball number 1 to get the top of the fourth underway here at Mountain Lion Park. 1-0 pitch now from Ciceri, swung down and fouled off behind the catcher. 1-1 count now here in the top of the fourth. Rainey, Young, and Garrett Hammer, top 3 batters for New Mexico Highlands in this inning. 1-1 pitch now from Ciceri. Swung at, it's going to be McDermott. He fields it cleanly, has time to get it over to first, and he does. And so a 6-3 play open up to the top of the fourth. 1 out for New Mexico Highlands as Galen Young comes up to the plate, reached first on the fielder's choice in the first inning. As he comes up, tie ball game 1-1 here, top of the fourth, 1 out. Here at Mountain Lion Park. Comes a pitch from Ciceri, strike number 1 to Galen Young. Just about the halfway point of this game already. Only a 7-inning scheduled contest. A 1 pitch now from Ciceri. Call for ball number 1. 1-1 count now to Young. 1-1 pitch already on the way from Ciceri. Chopped off over by the New Mexico Highlands coaching staff there on third base. Count is now 1-2 for Galen Young. 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Good pitching performances by both squads right now. 3 strikeouts for Colin Ciceri so far. That ball hit over to McDermott again. He fields it cleanly. Gets it over to Mountain for another 6-3 play. So 2 up, 2 down for New Mexico Highlands here in the top of the fourth as Garrett Hammer, the catcher, comes up to the plate. Struck out looking in the second. But I was saying, good pitching performances so far. 3 strikeouts for Colin Ciceri, 4 for JT Mossberg for New Mexico Highlands. Through 3 complete innings for both of these pitchers. Pitch now on the way from Ciceri. A little low for ball number 1 to Garrett Hammer. And should continue. Carlos Ramirez, the designated hitter, on deck for New Mexico Highlands. 1-0 pitch on the way now from Ciceri. A little low for ball 2. 2-0 count now for Hammer. 2 outs, spot top of the fourth. 2-0 pitch now from Ciceri. And now Garrett Hammer is still ahead in the count. 3-0. Hammer, 234 hitter this season. 3-0 pitch. Called strike by home plate umpire. 3-1 count now for Garrett Hammer. 2 outs, top of the fourth. These two teams tied at 1 apiece. 3-1 pitch now from Ciceri. That ball's hit foul on the right side. Count is now full for Garrett Hammer, 3-2. So after going ahead in the count 3-0, we're now full at 3-2. 2 outs, top of the fourth. Pitch on the way from Ciceri. Swung at and fouled into the netting behind home plate. Count will stay at 3-2. 2 outs, top of the fourth. Pitch on the way from Ciceri. Swung and a miss, and so strikeout number 4 for Colin Ciceri, as it's 3 up, 3 down for the Mexico Highlands here in the top of the fourth, as it'll be a 1-1 game going to the bottom of the fourth. Middle of the order due up for the Mount Lions as well. 4, 5, 6 batters in Richards, Norton, and Mallon. When we come back, you're watching UCCS Baseball. Bottom of the fourth here at UCCS Mount Lion Park. Tie ball game, 1 run apiece for both these squads. 1 run for Highlands in the first, 1 for UCCS in a second. As here comes the first pitch to Evan Richards, leading off the bottom of the fourth. Called strike for him. Richards scoring the lone run of the game for the Mount Lions after reaching base on a leadoff walk. But right now he's behind the count 0-2. Richards, Norton, Mallon, leadoff batters for UCCS here in the bottom of the fourth. 0-2 pitch now from Osberg. That swung out, it's going in the right field for Raina. He's going to have to move back a little bit, but looks like he's going to be able to make the play, and he does. So, fly ball to right field, and that's the first out of the inning for UCCS. Cody Norton, the right fielder, now up to the plate. Fly ball out to left field in the second inning. And his wind's starting to pick up a little bit more here at Mountain Lion Park, but otherwise a beautiful day here in Colorado Springs. UCCS winners of the first 2 by a combined 25-8. Here comes a pitch now from Osberg, swung down and fouled by Cody Norton, so 0-1 count now for him. Definitely a different game than when we saw the first 2 games. UCCS taking a quick 7-1 lead in game 1 and scoring 15 runs yesterday. 0-1 pitch now from Osberg. That's going to go drop down for Lisa Hitman between the center fielder and left fielder. He's going to stay at first, though, but so a single into left field, third hit of the day for the Mount Lions. With 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth, John Mallon comes up to the plate, ground out to second base in the second inning. His first appearance. Right now, scoreboard mirroring each other, both teams with 1 run off of 3 hits, no errors here in the first game of the 7-inning game. Norton over at first as Highlands will go back and try to get him. He slides back in safely without a problem. Mallon still waiting for his first pitch at the plate. With Norton over at first, they go back and try to get him again. Same result as the first time. First pitch now to Mallon. Called strike for an 0-1 count now. Cody Norton, a threat to steal over there at first base. 14 stolen bases on 16 attempts this season. As they try to go back to him, Norton's going to be trying to go to, he's going to get caught a rundown. And he's going to try to get back safely. He does. As that pitch, as the pitcher's over there to cover, he can't quite connect it. And so Norton able to safely make it back to the bag at first. So still just 1 out here, bottom of the fourth. 0-1 count to Mallon.
Come on, John!
So theatrics, but still the same result. 0-1 pitch now from Osberg. That's fouled off behind the plate. 0-2 pick count now for Mallon. Norton still over at first base on that single. 1-out single here in the bottom of the fourth. 0-2 count for Mallon at the plate. And they try to go back again. Norton safely back in as well. Mallon with the 0-2 count. Still here in the bottom of the fourth. Gregory on deck for UCCS. 0-2 pitch on the way. That swing that's going to get into the center fielder. The shortstop. He makes the tag at the plate. And it'll be a fielder's choice. And so they get the leadoff batter and runner in Norton on the 6 unassisted. Then Mallon reaches base on a fielder's choice. And so 2 outs, bottom of the fourth. Runner at first for the Mount Lions still, but instead of Cody Norton, that'll be John Mallon. As Riley Gregory up to the plate, he had a double in the second. RBI doubled, ended up scoring Richards in the second inning. Pitch now from Osberg. Called strike, 0-1 count now for Gregory. Two outs, bottom of the fourth inning. These teams tied up at 1 apiece. 0-1 pitch from Osberg. A little inside for ball number 1. 1-1 count now for Gregory. Two outs, bottom of the fourth. Pitch now on the way from Osberg. Swing and a miss. Gregory falls behind the count 1-2. Mallon over at first for the Mount Lions. Here are 2 outs as Mallon runs. Ball is low for ball number 2 to Gregory, but Mallon advances on the stolen base to get in the scoring position here in the bottom of the fourth. 2 outs, 2-2 count for Riley Gregory at the plate. Now with John Mallon at second. 2-2 pitches on the way, a little high. Count goes full at 3-2 for Gregory. Three-two count, 2 outs, bottom of the fourth. These two teams tied at 1 apiece. And that ball well hit in center field is going to drop in front of Francis. He's not going to be able to make it. Mount Lions are sending Mallon home. He's going to be able to make it safely, so Mount Lions take a 2-1 lead as Gregory slides into second. Well hit ball by Riley Gregory, double to center field. And Mount Lions now with a lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the fourth as Matt Berg, the center fielder, comes up to the plate for the Mount Lions. Struck out swinging in the second. Same situation as last time. Gregory at second as Berg is coming up to the plate. But a 2-1 lead for the Mount Lions here as that ball goes by Berg for strike number 1. 2-1 lead for the Mount Lions. 2 hits in this inning so far for UCCS. 0-1 pitch is a little bit low. Count evens up for Berg at 1-1 on the plate. 1-1 count, 2 outs, bottom of the fourth. Mount Lions with a 2-1 lead. Trying to add to it here in the bottom of the fourth. 1-1 pitch is swung at by Berg and miss. He goes behind the count 1-2. Here in the bottom of the fourth, 2 outs for the Mount Lions with Gregory over at second after that single and an advance to the second on the throw in the attempt to get Mallon at it for the Highlands. And good eye there. Count evens up for Berg at 2-2. 2-2 count, 2 outs, bottom of the fourth. Runner at second for the Mount Lions with Matt Berg at the plate. And he sees the 2-2 pitch that's swung at, and a good play by the shortstop, but he can't get out of his glove in time. And so Gregory move up to third as Kalen Hammer he was able to get the ball stopped, but couldn't get anything past that. Well hit ball by Matt Berg puts runners at the corners for UCCS as Matt McDermott comes up to the plate. He had a double to lead off to third. As Mountain Lions, 1 run already in this inning, trying to add a couple more in game 1 of this doubleheader. 3 hits for the Mountain Lions so far in this inning. First pitch over to McDermott. It's outside for ball number 1. 5 hits for the Mountain Lions in this game. 3 of them in this inning alone. As Mountain Lions, Berg at first, Gregory on third, and McDermott at the plate with 2 outs. 1-0 pitch now from Mossberg. Outside again for ball number 2. Mountain Lions, last 4 batters have reached base, and that ball gets away from the first baseman. So 1 runner score for Mountain Lions. They take a 3-1 lead, and that'll move Berg all the way over to third after that failed pickoff attempt, and that'll bring Gregory home and advance Berg all the way to third. 2-0 count for McDermott still at the plate, and it's a 3-1 lead for UCCS. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Mountain Lions, 2 runs in this inning. That ball is going to be hit on the right field. It's going to be Rainey there. It has to make the play, and I'm thinking that might get over, and it bounces in front of the fence. 1 more run will score as McDermott gets all the way to second. He's going to come all the way over to third. He's going to try to stretch into a triple, and he does as he slides in. And so Mountain Lions' Matt Berg scores as McDermott, well-hit ball, that triple into right center field. Makes that 1, 2, 3, 4 hits for the Mountain Lions in this inning as they take a 4-1 lead against New Mexico Highlands. And now the top of the order back up for the Mountain Lions as Matthew Clark, the second baseman, steps into the batter's box. UCCS 3 runs in this inning so far. 4-1 lead for the Mountain Lions here. Doing a lot of damage with 2 outs. Here comes the pitch now from Osberg. A little bit low for ball number 1. 6 hits off of 6 hits for the Mountain Lions. 4 runs have been generated from that. Comes a 1-0 pitch, hit over to Hammer at shortstop, and they're able to end the inning on the 6-3 play. But Mountain Lions able to score 3 runs in this inning, take a 4-1 lead after 4 complete innings here at Mountain Lion Park. When we come back, Ramirez, DeHogue, and Kalen Hammer, the 7, 8, 9 batters from New Mexico Highlands, due up in the top of the 5th. You're watching UCCS baseball. In the batter's box for New Mexico Highlands. Take that first pitch for ball number 1 as we're getting underway here in the top of the 5th. Swing and a miss for Ramirez. He's 1-1 against Colin Cicery for Mountain Lions here in the top of the 5th. Mountain Lions able to break this game open a little bit. It's a 3-run inning in the 4th. Take a 4-1 lead as Ramirez will let that one go by. Called strike, so he's now behind in the count 0-1 and 2. Here's the leadoff batter here in the top of the 5th, the designated hitter for the Cowboys. 1-2 pitch now from Cicery. Swung at and missed. Strikeout number 5 for Colin Cicery. Matches his season best as we are going to Justin DeHogue now with 1 out in the top of the 5th. DeHogue a single in the 2nd inning, but wasn't able to get anything past that. Only base runner for Highlands in that inning. Mountain Lions 4-1 lead. Yes. Consistory, 5 strikeouts for him. Pitch now from him. A little bit outside for ball number 1. 1-0 count now for DeHogue at the plate. Kalen Hammer, the shortstop, on deck for New Mexico Highlands. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Cicery. Well, hit ball that's going to go in the right field to see if Norton's able to get it. It'll bounce off the front of the wall, and so that'll be, it looks like a stand-up double for DeHogue. 2 for 2 for him so far today, after that single in the second. And so, 4th hit of the day for New Mexico Highlands brings up Kalen Hammer. Ground out to second base in the second inning. Top of the order on deck for New Mexico Highlands and Augie Francis. 1 out, top of the 5th. Mountain Lions with a 4-1 lead, but Justin DeHogue for New Mexico Highlands over at second on that double. Pitch now to Hammer, and hits him, and so he'll take his base. 2 runners on for New Mexico Highlands with DeHogue on second, Hammer on first. And now Augie Francis at the plate. Struck out looking in his last appearance in the third and drew a walk in the first. Has scored the only run for New Mexico Highlands in this game. 1 out here, top of the 5th. UCCS with a 4-1 lead. Cicery with the pitch to Francis. Swung at, it's going to be just foul on the left field side for strike number 1 for Francis. 0-1 pitch for 0-1 count for him. 1 out, top of the 5th for New Mexico Highlands. Runners on first and second for the Cowboys. Scheduled 7 inning games, so we're starting to get towards the end of this ball game between these two teams. Another game after this to close out the series. 0-1 pitch be called for ball number 1. County was up at 1-1. 1 out, top of the 5th. DeHogue on second, Hammer on first for the Cowboys here in the after strikeout to lead off the inning for Cicery. 1-1 pitch from him, and that'll be a ball number 2. Francis able to check the swing in the process. 2-1 count now for him. Mountain Lions 4-1 lead, also with a 6-4 advantage in hits. And Cicery's going to go back. They might get him over at second, and they didn't. Quick play there as DeHogue was able to make it back in time, as that was John Jurenka, the third base umpire, making that safe call there. 2-1 count at the plate. Runners on first and second for Cowboys. 1 out, top of the 5th. Pitches on the way from Cicery. Fouled off again. Count evens up at 2-2. Francis, a .439 batting average this season, second in the conference, among the top 15 in the nation this year. 2-2 count at the plate for him. 1 out, top of the 5th. Runners on first and second for New Mexico Highlands. Colin Cicery, 5 strikeouts so far today, matching his season best. We await this pitch. A little bit outside. Count goes full at 3-2. And Mountain Lions able to get that one on that play from Gregory to Clark. And so Justin Ho can't quite get out in time. 6-4 play there. Now it's 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. And runners only at first now from New Mexico Highlands. So great play for the Mountain Lions there. So now 2 outs here. Top of the 5th, 3-2 count. Runner is going. Foul ball is hit it to McDermott. He's going to get over the first base for the 6-3 play, and that'll end the inning. And so a double for New Mexico Highlands, but then they put another runner on with a hit by pitch, but can't quite do anything with it. So Mountain Lions take a 4-1 lead into the bottom of the 5th, where we will see Matheny, Anderson, and Richards, the 2-3-4 batters, do up. When we come back, you're watching UCCS Baseball.
Beat.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117
Bye. Fifth inning here at Mount Lion Park, UCCS with a 4-1 lead against New Mexico Highlands as it's Matheny, Anderson, Richards who will be going up for the Mount Lions. Matheny shows bunt, fouls off behind the plate for strike number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th. JT Mosberg still on the mound for New Mexico Highlands. 4 strikeouts for him for the former Mount Lion. Giving up 4 runs, only 3 of them earned. 0-1 pitch now on the way for strike number 2 as that's fouled off again. 0-2 count now for Tyler Matheny. Matheny 0 for 2 at the plate so far today. Fly ball to center field and a strikeout in the 3rd. As we're leading off the bottom of the 5th. Swing and a miss for Matheny. As 1 out for the Mount Lions here in the bottom of the 5th. Jake Anderson now up to the plate. Now 5 strikeouts for JT Mosberg on the mound for New Mexico Highlands. Both these pitchers with 5 strikeouts so far today. Jake Anderson 0 for 2 on his first 2 appearances. Not a great day for him so far, but he's able to make contact on that one after 2 strikeouts. That's going to go up behind the left field wall and a home run for Jake Anderson. So after 2 strikeouts, he's able to find his groove and get a home run there and expand on this Mount Lion lead. They take a 5-1 lead. As we see Jake Anderson making his way around third base. High five from Coach Hadjic as he's coming up to home plate. 5-1 lead for Mount Lions in the bottom of the 5th. 1 out home run. Solo shot for Jake Anderson. Another home run for him in this series. And so Evan Richards, a designated hitter, scored the first run for Mount Lions in the 2nd. Here comes a pitch now from Mosberg. Outside for ball number 1. Walk in the 2nd, fly ball out to right field in the 4th. Here comes a 1-0 pitch from Mosberg. Swung at, that's going to left field. Looks like it's going to go foul though. Outside the fence and the strike 1. County was up at 1-1 for Evan Richards. Cody Norton on deck for UCCS. 1 out here, bottom of the 5th. Mount Lions with a 5-1 lead. 4 runs in between the 4th and the 5th inning so far. 1-1 pitch from Mosberg. Outside for ball number 2. Already kind of getting into the later stages of this game. Only a scheduled 7-inning contest between these 2 teams. They're say play another game after this. 2-1 pitch is in the turf for ball 3. 3-1 count now for Evan Richards. Already had 1 walk so far today. 1 out, bottom of 5th. 3-1 pitch now from Mosberg. Outside, now the 2nd walk of the day for Evan Richards. As he will take his spot on first base. Both the walks from Mosberg have gone to Richards today. As Cody Norton up to the plate, had a single in the 4th. And was out on the force out later in that inning. Cody Norton, right fielder for the Mount Lions, working with Evan Richards over at first base. 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. 4-1 lead for UCCS. Called strikeout as they'll let that one go by him. 0-1 count now for Cody Norton. Oh, 1 count, 1 out, bottom of the 5th. Mount Lions already with 1 run this inning. On the solo home run from Jake Anderson. And 1 pitch now from Mosberg. That's chopped off foul behind the batter's box. 0-2 count now for Cody Norton. John Mallon on deck for UCCS. Started off to scoring for UCCS in the 4th. Already with 1 run for him today. 0-2 pitch now from Mosberg. That ball is hit in the left field. That's going to be at least a hit. It's going to bounce and get behind the first baseman. He's going to have to go, or the left fielder, he's going to go behind him to the fence. And that will move Richards all the way to 3rd with that double from Cody Norton. And so now 2 runners in scoring position with Norton on second, Richards on third, and now John Mallon at the plate with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. John Mallon reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th, ground out to second in the 2nd. 1 out here, bottom of the 5th, and that ball's low and inside for ball number 1. Eight hits for the Mount Lions so far today. 5 runs to show for it. Runners in second and third. Here comes 1-0 pitch from Osberg. Mallon will check his swing. First base umpire covering second agrees as well. He's checked it in time. 2-0 count now for John Mallon as JT Mosberg right there. 5 strikeouts for him so far. 2-0 pitch on the way, chopped off. Hadjic will field that with his left hand. 2-1 count now for John Mallon on that foul ball. Richards on third, Norton on second for UCCS. 2-1 count for Mallon as he steps back into the box. 1 out, bottom of the 5th. Here comes a pitch from Mosberg, swing and a miss. Count is now even at 2-2 for John Mallon. Mosberg, 5 strikeouts for him so far today, only walking 2 batters. Or I should say, walked the same batter twice, and Evan Richards, who's now over at third. 2-2 pitch now on the way. Swing at that single right up the middle. That'll at least bring Richards home, and they're going to bring Norton home as well. As that ball single up the middle, 2 RBI single for John Mallon, and Mountain Lions able to add 2 more runs to this game. 7-1 lead against New Mexico Highlands. So a little bit slow start, but looks like Mountain Lions have figured out their offense with 3 runs in each of the 4th and the 5th. 1 out here, bottom of the 5th, as it looks like Highlands will have a meeting up over at the pitcher's mound. So John Mallon over at first base for Mountain Lions, back-to-back hits for UCCS with that single from Mallon, double from Norton. And that looks like that's going to be the end of the day for JT Mosberg. 5 strikeouts for him, but he's given up 7 runs, 6 of them earned. And we're going to take a break. We'll get to get this new pitcher some warm-up time, or get a chance to meet him when we come back. You're watching UCCS Baseball. James Janko, the new pitcher for New Mexico Highlands, getting his warm-up in. 2-3 record, 8.56 ERA, making his eighth appearance of the season. Usually a starter for New Mexico Highlands. Here comes his first pitch to Riley Gregory, and that's for ball number 1. James Janko, number 22, a sophomore from Prosper, Texas, transfer from Trinidad State Junior College in Colorado. 1 out here, bottom of the 5th. UCCS with James Mallon over at first. As he's going to go for second base. That's going to be a little bit wide, so he's going to be able to steal that base safely. Strike called for Riley Gregory at the plate. And so now we have John Mallon Stolen base, reaches second successfully. Here in the bottom of the fifth, Mountain Lions with a 7-1 lead in the scheduled 7-inning contest. 1-1 count, 1 out, bottom of the fifth. With Mallon over at second, Gregory at the plate. Here comes a pitch from him, swing and a miss. 1-2 count now for Riley Gregory. Gregory 2-2 so far in his day. Double in the second, single in the fourth, later scored in the fourth for the Mountain Lions. One-two count, 1 out here is James Janko on the mound for New Mexico Highlands, replacing J.T. Mosberg. Pitched a little bit high for ball number 2. Mosberg, 4 1/3 inning, 9 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Still accountable for James Mallon if he scores. So we're waiting on that right now. 7 runs, 6 of them earned so far for J.T. Mosberg. 2-2 pitches on the way. And count goes full now for Riley Gregory, 3-2. 1 out, bottom of the fifth inning for James Janko right there. 19 strikeouts on the season for him. 2-3 record for New Mexico Highlands. 3-2 pitch on the way. Well hit ball, that's going to go into center field. There's going to be Francis there who's going to be in position to make it. Looks like he's going to be able to do it. Mallon tags up. He's going to try to go over to third, and is able to do so standing up. And so Mallon over at third on that fly ball by Riley Gregory to center field. 2 outs, bottom of the fifth. UCCS 7-1 lead as Matt Berg comes up to the plate. Had a single in the fourth inning for UCCS. Later scored for the Mountain Lions. Struck out swinging in the second inning against J.T. Mosberg. And so Mosberg still accountable for Mallon over at third if he ends up scoring. Here comes a pitch now from Janko outside for ball number 1. 1-0 count. 2 outs. Bottom of the fifth inning. UCCS 3 runs in this inning, trying to add some more. As that is a called strike against Matt Berg. He's now even on the count, 1-1. Matt McDermott on deck for the Mountain Lions. Should this inning continue? 2 for 2 day for him so far, both for extra bases. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Bottom of the fifth. Mountain Lions leading 7-1 with a runner on third. Here comes a pitch from Janko. A little low for ball number 2. 2-1 count now for Matt Berg at the plate. 2 outs, bottom of the fifth. 2-1 pitch. A little high, but still called a strike. 2-2 count now for Matt Berg. Just past the 1 1/4 mark for time in this game. It's that 11:05 start time. 12:21 now here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Here comes a pitch from Janko. Swung at, that's going to go in the right field for Rainier. Rainier's going to go back a few steps, but looks like he's going to make the buck catch, and he does. As the Mountain Lions add 3 more runs in the bottom of the fifth to take a 7-1 lead. As we go to the top of the sixth inning, it'll be the 2, 3, 4 batters in Salida, Brown, and Rainier due up when we come back. You're watching UCCS Baseball. A little bit of snow there on the Rampart Range as UCCS and Mexico Highlands going into the top of the 6th. Mount Lions with a 7-1 lead here in the top of the 6th. As UCCS switching out pitchers, Joe Slocum coming in and plays a Colin Cicery. Slocum a 7.76 ERA, 1-3, and making his 8th appearance. 22 strikeouts on the season for him. As Joe Salati, the second baseman, steps into the box to lead off the top of the 6th for New Mexico Highlands. Trying to cut into the 7-1 deficit. Here comes the first pitch from Slocum. That ball's hit into the middle. Will go out, hit well-fielded ball by Matt McDermott over at second base as he gets that ball on the run. 6-3 play on one pitch. Here in the top of the 6th, 1 out already. Jared Brown, the first baseman, looking to get his first hit of the day. 0-for-2 for him so far today. Grounded into a double play into first. Struck out swinging in the 3rd. As we wrap up Colin Cicery, 5-inning start for him, giving up 4 hits, just 1 run, struck out 5 batters, and walked just 1 Cowboy in his 5-inning appearance, matching his best performance on strikeouts so far today. Is that first pitch to Jared Brown from Joe Slocum, called strike. 0-1 count now for Brown at the plate. Raina on deck for New Mexico Highlands. 0-1 pitch now on the way from Slocum. A little bit low in turf for ball number 1. 1 out here, top of the 6th inning, 1-1 count for Jared Brown against Joe Slocum. Pitch now on the way from Slocum. Little out for ball number 2. 2-1 count now for Jared Brown at the plate. UCCS 7-1 lead in this scheduled 7-inning contest here in the 6th. 2-1 pitch now on the way. Ball is chopped into over by the UCCS dugout. 2-2 count now for Jared Brown. 1 out, top of the 6th. UCCS 7-1 lead. 2-2 pitch down away from Slocum. That ball's hit over to Anderson. He fields it cleanly. Has time to get it over to Mallon at first, and he does for the 5-3 play. And so 2 up, 2 down for New Mexico Highlands here in the top of the 6th as Eloy Rainey, the right fielder, comes up to the plate. Had a single in the 1st, but ground out the shortstop in the 4th. 1-for-2 day for him so far on offense. As you see him right there, getting ready to step into the box. Getting ready to face Joe Slocum for the first time today. Pitch now from Slocum with 2 outs. Bounces in the turf for ball number 1. Mount Lions 3 runs in each of the last 2 innings to take the 7-1 lead after, well, this is shaping up to be kind of a pitcher's duel. Starting pitchers for both teams with 5 strikeouts apiece. That ball a little bit inside for ball number 2. Sun is starting to come out. Still need a heavy jacket though if you're going to be staying outside. 2-0 pitch. Called strike by home plate umpire O'Hearn. 2-1 count now for Rainey at the plate. Galen Young, the 3rd baseman, on deck. If this inning should continue, well hit ball from Rainey, but it's going to go in left field. Looks like that's going to go over the wall. And it does. Home run, solo home run for Eli Rainey. His 2nd hit of the day and the 2nd run of the day for New Mexico Highlands as Rainey comes across. Rainey, his 4th home run of the season with that as he touches home plate there for a 7-2 Mount Lion lead so far with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. That brings up Galen Young. Young reached on a fielder's choice in the 1st. Ground out to shortstop as he takes that first pitch for ball number 1 from Joe Slocum. 1-0 pitch now from Slocum. Swing and a miss. 1-1 count now for Galen Young. Garrett Hammer on deck for New Mexico Highlands should this inning continue. 1-1 pitch now on the way from Slocum. Bounces in the turf for ball number 2. 2-1 count now for Galen Young. And the game number 1 in this doubleheader, a 2-1 count, 2 outs, top of the 6th. Galen Young now receiving that pitch from Cicery, called strike. So 2-2 count now for Galen Young. Here in the top of the 6th inning. 2 outs. Here comes a 2-2 pitch now from Slocum. Swing that's going to be a high hit ball. Might stay in foul territory, and Gregory able to get that ball. So 1 run for New Mexico Highlands on that solo home run from Eli Rainier, but Mountain Lions will take a 7-2 lead into the bottom of the 6th, where we will see Matt McDermott, Matthew Clark, and Tyler Matheny leading off for the Mountain Lions in the bottom of the 6th. When we come back, you're watching UCCS Baseball. As you saw there, Matt McDermott 2 for 2 on his performance so far today, leading off the bottom of the 6th for UCCS as they enjoy a 7-2 lead against New Mexico Highlands. Matt McDermott there had a double in the 3rd and a triple in the 4th, but hasn't been able to score on either of those chances. Slugging percentage is going to go up pretty nicely out of that. 404 hitter coming into today's game as he sees his first pitch now from James Janko outside for ball number 1. McDermott, Clark, Matheny due up for UCCS. Top 3 batters here in the bottom of the 6th. Mountain Lions not planning to go into the bottom of the 7th as they enjoy a 7-2 lead in the scheduled 7-inning game. 2-0 count now for McDermott. McDermott has been able to reach 3rd in his last 2 plate appearances, in the 3rd and 4th. Hasn't been able to reach home though. 2-0 pitch now from Janko. Well, hit ball just going to go in left field. Looks like that has quite a bit of distance on it, and it does. And so a double, a triple, and now a home run for Matt McDermott. And now it's an 8-2 lead for UCCS here in the bottom of the 6th. 5th home run of the season for the shortstop for Mount Lions as he rounds 3rd. Gets the congratulatory high five from Dave Hadjick and touches a home plate for an 8-2 lead for Mount Lions. So if this continues, just missing that single right now for Matt McDermott. Right now, double, a triple, and now a home run for him. Back to the top of the order for UCCS and Matthew Clark. 0 for 3 for him so far today. Top hitter in the conference coming into today's game at 447. Here comes his first pitch from Janko. Ball number 1. Tyler Matheny on deck for the Mount Lions. Jake Anderson in the hole. Anderson with a solo home run as well. 1-0 pitch now on the way from Janko. Little high for ball number 2. 2-0 count. Here in the bottom of the 6th, Mount Lions with a 6-run advantage at 8-2. 10 hits for the Mount Lions and 8 runs. Here comes the pitch. Well hit ball. That's going to go into left field again. It's going to drop in front of the Hogue for another hit. So Mount Lions back-to-back hits to start off this game for this inning. Home run from McDermott. Now a single for Matt Clark. Clark now 1 for 4. Gets on the board on offense there. So Tyler Matheny coming up to the plate with a runner on first and no outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Here for the Mount Lions. 7 innings is all this is scheduled to go. As Matheny also looking for his first hit of the day. 0 for 3 for him so far. Pitch down the way from Janko. A little low for ball number 1. So other than the 2 hits, it's been nothing but balls from James Janko in this inning. 1-0 pitch now on the way as Highlands is going to try to get Clark out at first and is unable to do so. 2-0 pitch, 2-0 count now for Matheny after that ball. Clark still safely at first after that single. No outs here at the bottom of the 6th inning. Mount Lions already with 1 run in this inning. 2-0 pitch down the way. That's chopped off. It'll go foul just by the third base bag. First strike for Tyler Matheny. He's now at 2-1 against James Janko. Second game wasn't scheduled to start until 2 o'clock. Looks like we're going to be able to move a little bit ahead of schedule here on this final day of March. Final day of spring break for the Mountain Lions. 2-1 pitch. That ball is hit very, very high. This looks like it's going to be DeHogue who's going to call for it. It could be Kalen Hammer. DeHogue calls off Hammer and is able to make that play shallow left field for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. As Jake Anderson comes up to plate. Home run in his last appearance. 1 for 3 for him so far at the plate. On deck, Evan Richards for the Mountain Lions if this inning should continue. But right now, Clark over at first base for the Mountain Lions after a single leadoff home run from Matt McDermott. Brought this to an 8-2 lead for UCCS to lead off the inning. 1 out, bottom of the 6th. Janko outside to Jake Anderson for ball number 1. 1-0 count, 1 out. Bottom of 6th as you see Matthew Clark over there at first base. Clark 3 for 6 on stolen base attempts this season. 1-0 pitch now from Janko. A little high for ball number 2. 2-0 count now for Jake Anderson. With Clark over at first for the Mountain Lions. 1 out, bottom of the 6th. Pitch is now on the way. That ball's hit. It'll be... Can't quite get it. It's Young. He can't quite make the play. And so another single for the Mountain Lions as Clark advances to second in the process. 12 hits for the Mountain Lions so far today as Evan Richards comes up to the plate. Has reached base on a couple of walks in the 2nd and the 5th. Scored on both of those. 1 out here. Here comes the pitch. Well held ball. That's going to go into center field. Let's see if Francis is able to get it. He's able to do so. Mountain Lions are going to tag up, and Clark is going to go all the way to third, and he's able to do so sliding in. So Mountain Lions with runners at first and third on the fly ball to center field by Evan Richards. So 2 outs here to bottom of the 6th. Runners at the corners for UCCS as Cody Norton comes up to the plate. 2 for 3 for him so far today. A double in the 5th and a single in the 4th. As Mountain Lions looking at a few more insurance runs. There's Cody Norton right there. Scored in the 5th inning for the Mountain Lions as part of that 3-run performance for UCCS. 8-2 lead as James Janko now on the mound. Here comes a pitch from him. Right down the middle for strike number 1. Clark over at third. Anderson over at first for the Mountain Lions. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Mountain Lions lead by 6, 8-2. A 1 pitch now from Janko. A little higher for ball number 1. 1-1 count now for Cody Norton at the plate. John Mallon on deck for the Mountain Lions if this inning should continue. One pitch now from Janko. That's going to be foul, but just barely. That would have scored at least 1 more run for the Mountain Lions, most likely. And so now a 1-2 count now for Cody Norton at the plate. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Mountain Lions 1 run already this inning on a solo home run from McDermott. Trying to add a few more runs in the process. 1-2 count now for Norton at the plate. 2 outs, runners on the corners for UCCS. 1-2 pitch now away from Janko just outside. County was up at 2-2. Mountain Lions 8 runs off of 12 hits, no errors. Highlands 2 runs off of 5 hits, 1 error. 2-2 pitch now from Janko. Swing and a miss, and so Mountain Lions only able to add 1 more run there in the bottom of the 6th, but able to add a little more cushion here as we go to the top of the 7th. With an 8-2 lead, we're going to see the 6, 7, 8 batters in Garrett Hammer, Carlos Ramirez, and Justin DeHoe when we come back for Highlands. You're watching UCCS Baseball. UCCS 3 outs away from securing game number 3 of the series, currently leading 8-2 right there, as you see on the scoreboard. 12-5 advantage on hits, and Mexico Highlands just one error right there in the 4th inning. As coming up for New Mexico Highlands, the 6, 7, 8 batters in Hammer, Ramirez, and DeHogue. Joe Slocum back onto the mound for UCCS here to try to close out this game number 1 of a doubleheader. Garrett Hammer at the plate, 2 strikeouts for him so far today. Makes contact on that one. It's going to be a well-hit, well-ran-down ball by Matt Berg to make that play. So 1 pitch, 1 out so far for New Mexico Highlands here in the top of the 7th. Carlos Ramirez, the designated hitter, coming up. Over 2 for him as well. Ground out to shortstop in a second. Strikeout to lead off the 5th. As Ramirez steps into the plate, 1 out here, top of the 7th inning. 2 outs away from the Mountain Lions to close out this game number 3 of the series, game 1 of the doubleheader. Well hit ball once again. McDermott able to get it. He's going to try to get over to first base. Not quite sure it's going to have enough, and it does. And so 2 pitches, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Well played by Matt McDermott to try to get that ball into John Mallon in time. Having to turn around to make that play. Justin DeHogue now up to the plate. 2 outs here, top of the 7th inning. DeHogue reaching base on both of his first plate appearances, but 2 outs here, no one on for New Mexico Highlands. 1 out away from the Mountain Lions in order to close out this game. Here comes a pitch from Slocum. Strike number 1. Only the 3rd pitch of the inning for Joe Slocum. 1 pitch now on the way. That ball's hit in the right center field. Let's see if Matt Burke is not going to be able to make it. That bounces off the fence. They're going to try to get in the second base, but a stand-up double for Justin DeHogue. Back-to-back doubles for him. 6th hit of the day for New Mexico Highlands as Caitlin Hammer steps up to the plate. Was hit by a pitch in the 5th inning. Ground out to second in the 2nd. Number 9 batter in the order for New Mexico Highlands means Augie Francis on deck for New Mexico Highlands. UCCS 8-2 lead. Here in the top of the 7th, 2 outs as Caitlin Hammer comes up to the plate. With the runner on second for the Cowboys. Comes a pitch from Slocum. Swung at, that's going to go foul behind the press box for strike number 1. 1 pitch now for Caitlin Hammer. Joe Slocum right there. Senior out of Aurora, Colorado. Oh, 1 pitch now from him. A little bit low for ball number 1. Count evens up at 1-1 for Caitlin Hammer. 2 outs, top of the 7th, with DeHogue over on second for New Mexico Highlands. Slocum, 1-1 pitch now on the way. A little bit outside for ball number 2. 2-1 count now for Caitlin Hammer at the plate. With Augie Francis on deck. Second best hitter in the conference. Yeah, we're going to take a little bit of pause here. 2-1 count for Caitlin Hammer as we get reset here. 2 outs, top of the 7th. DeHogue on second for New Mexico Highlands. 1 out away from the Mountain Lions in game 1 of today's doubleheader. 2-1 pitch now on the way from Slocum. Swung at, that's going to go foul. Count now evens up at 2-2. 2-2. 2 outs for Caitlin Hammer here, top of the 7th inning. Runner on second for New Mexico Highlands as they try to cut into this 8-2 Mountain Lion lead. 2-2 pitch now on the way from Slocum. That ball's hit straight up to Slocum. He's going to field it cleanly. Time to get it over to Mallon, and that'll be the end of the game. So 1-3 play, and Mountain Lions able to take game 3 of this overall series. Game 1 of today's doubleheader, 8-2. Mount Lions able to find some offense there later in the game with 3 runs each in the 4th and the 5th, and a solo home run by Matt McDermott in the 6th in order to make this game a little bit more decisive for the Mount Lions after it was tied for most of the early stages of this game at 1-1. Looking at some of the stats right now, great start by Colin Cicery, 5 strikeouts, matches his season best. 5 innings pitched, only giving up 4 hits and one run for UCCS. On the offensive side, we're looking at 3 of 3 day from Matt McDermott, a double, a triple, and a home run. A single away from the cycle for the Mount Lions, but that would have been hard to do in a scheduled 7-inning contest. Also, multi-hit performances from Jake Anderson, Cody Norton, and Riley Gregory. 2 RBIs each for Malin, Gregory, and McDermott in this first game of today's doubleheader. Looking at probably about a half hour before we get started for game number 2. Puts us at right around the 1:15 start time for the Mount Lions as they improve to 17-12 overall, 9-6 in the conference. Maxwell Highlands falls to 9-19, 2-13 in league play. We're going to come right back in probably about half an hour. And on behalf of the entire crew, thank you all for joining us. I'm Jared Verner. We'll see you in about a half hour right back here at Mount Lion Park.